Hello, welcome to the video of Rato ADCC. In this video we're going to learn how to operate variables in Scratch. With our account login done, we will click on Create. In order to gain a better understanding of the concept of variables, let's create a simple game about collecting fruit. We click on Choose a Backdrop button. Once we find a background we like, we click on it. We will drag the When Green Flag Clicked block from Events section. Then we go to the Variables section and click on Make a Variable. We write score and click OK. A new variable called score is added to our state. Now when we have our variable, we can manipulate it. Let's drag show variable block along with set to 0 block. We need to make sure we choose score. We leave the value as it is because it will be the initial score of the game. We need to set the initial position of our sprite. To do this, we go to motion section and drag go to X, Y block. Let's set the X value to -4 and the Y value to -109. Now it's time to add another sprite, which will be the fruit that we are supposed to catch in the game. We click on Choose a Sprite. For this tutorial, let's use an apple sprite. We click on it to add it to the stage. Since the apple is proportionally too big for the cat sprite, we go to Costumes to resize it. We select the whole area of the fruit with the mouse pointer. Click on one of the 4 blue points and drag it away from us to make it smaller. Now we go back to Code section. We will drag the When Green Flag Clicked block from Events section. Let's go to Control section and drag Repeat Until block. We will drag the green block equals from operators onto it. And then onto it our variable score. We write a value on the other side of the equation, which will determine the maximum score that needs to be reached for the game to end. For this tutorial, let's write 50. Then we go to Looks, where we drag Hide block, which will make the sprite invisible the moment the game starts. In order to set the initial position of the apple, we will go to Motion section and drag Go to X, Y block. We set the Y value to 142. To make the game more interesting, we are going to set a random X value. To do that, we go to Operators section and drag Pick Random to block and attach it to go to X, Y block. Let's set the range from -208 to 215. Once we've determined our initial position, we will make the sprite appear on the stage after a few seconds. To do this, we go to Control section, we drag Wait seconds and attach it to the blocks above. We set the value to 3. Then we go to Look section, drag Show block and attach it below. Let's make the apple look like it's falling from the sky. We do it by simply dragging Glide Sex to XY block from Motion section. We'll set the time to 3 seconds. The Y value to -166. Instead of setting the X value, we will use the green block we used a few steps ago. We just right click on it, click Duplicate and attach it to the blue block. Now it's time to play with the variables. First we go to Control section and drag If, then block below the other blocks. We will fill the empty room with the block called touching from sensing section. We need to make sure that we choose touching sprite 1 option. Then below we attach height block from looks, along with the orange block change by from variables. We need to make sure we selected our variable score. We set the value to 10. From now, every time we catch an apple, 10 points will be added to our score. Now we go back to our cat sprite by clicking on it. We also need to control the sprite's motion. For this purpose, we will use the arrows on the keyboard. For motion section, we drag Move Steps button and set the values to 10 and -10. Then we drag from Events section, when right arrow key pressed and when left arrow key pressed, and attach it to the blue blocks respectively. Let's test it by clicking the green flag. To make the game more interactive, let's add negative points. For this operation, we need a new sprite, which will look like the ground. We need to click on Paint first. Then we change the color of fill to brown. Click on Rectangle and draw a rectangle that will imitate the ground. Next, we click on the apple and go back to code section, where we can add the last few blocks to make the code work. We right-click on the yellow block If, Then, and select Duplicate. The only thing we need to do now is to change the value from 10 to -10, as well as to change sprite 1 to sprite 2. Let's test it by clicking the green flag. The code is working now. I hope you liked this video. For more videos about Scratch and other programs, check our channel. Thanks for watching.